Welcome to Business Untangled, and this one for me is real in-depth detail for something big that is happening this month. It is exciting in the business world, and it is the Business Expo held by the business culture, Hull and East Yorkshire, and Tony Ball himself. That is coming up on the 25th of March, and it goes all day. It is generally 10 p.m. till 4 p.m. at the opening of that. And that is in the Princes Quay, so the heart of the city. So please, Tony, what exactly is the Expo, and what can people expect when they walk through them doors?
Well, I think you've just said a key word there. The Expo is in the heart of the city. It's unusual to get business expos within the city itself. And Princes Quay lends itself ideally to this separation of business to consumer and business to business. Because it's in a public arena in terms of the ground floor of Princes Quay, all of the businesses that service people, because we're talking about people, that's where they set up their stands. Now, why that is really, really good is because what they get is they get passing trade that they would never, ever get if you had an expo away from the city. So you've got the people that are shopping, which then come down, and in that particular space, you've got obviously everything to do with your wills, your conveyancing, your leisure activities. You've got your health and well-being. So it is businesses that service the people. So that's a unique spot. And then adjacent to the public foyer, you've then got the 6,000 square foot event space, which is where the business to business people go. Now that's quite a funky area. It's more like of a warehousey, ducting, exposed. It's got the largest bar within Hull. It's got a stage there where I believe 107 FM are on stage live, so people can go up and get interviews with. So in terms of the expo, it's bringing all the local businesses together, all the local people together to help support and connect with each other. It's that word, connect again, and it's quite a unique venue in the sense that, as I say, there's these two distinct areas, which I don't believe has been done within this region, and this is the third year now that it's been put on.
Perfect. And Princes Quay has some past. I've got some great fond memories of being in the Princes Quay, and it's certainly adapting, isn't it, as we keep going and transitioning through different phases. And I do believe, it's still right at the heart of the city, so it's great that you're certainly holding that event there. I remember Top Deck before it was just a cinema.
Absolutely brilliant in there, yeah.
Virgin on that middle
I got my Arrow stretch jeans from there.
Exactly. So there's some great fond memories for everyone. I'd probably say, pre-2000s for that. But so, you mentioned some businesses there, but what kind of businesses usually attend? Are we talking corporate? Are we talking SMEs? How does that look for you?
Your majority is probably the SME market, but in terms of variety, you've got everything that you can think of within the local region. So again, I'm just trying to think off the top of my head. You've got everything from cake decorations or cake baking right the way up to legals and accountants and professional services. You've got a lot of property in there as well this year. We've got 6 property stands there, landlords in there, rent people in there as well. You've got your creative people in there. You've got your marketeers in there. You've got your website people in there. You've got the Federation of Sport that are bringing down one of their simulator car racing pieces of equipment, which is going to be awesome. So you've got lots of things going on in there, even from Chinese therapists to health and well-being people in there. The council of sort of supported us again this year. They're sponsored, but they're bringing in 6 departments in there. So they've got quite a big section of council departments that are in there. It's a variety of different businesses.
So we're saying there, obviously, it's not just a business expo then, is it? We want to see the general public there. There's people for them to go and see and find the services in which they require. So there's a vast array of businesses.
Oh, absolutely, and I think the passing trade is unique. Yes, we've done a lot of marketing to get the people to the expo. Clearly, we've done a lot of marketing, social media. We're on the radio. We've done the paper magazines and the papers. We've done a lot of work marketing to get people there. But actually, in terms of the passing trade, also adds to that. And on average, say we've had 2 years now where we've ran it, we're averaging about 7,000 people through the door, which is absolutely brilliant. And this year I'm hoping, touch wood, it'll be even bigger than it has been, because we've spent a lot more money now on marketing. We've spent a lot more on social media, the radio, the papers. So I'm hoping this year is going to be even bigger than last year.
Yeah. You have got a record number of exhibitors too this year, so that
adds
to it, right?
Absolutely. The first year we were given sort of certain space, which we filled, and then the year after that was given a little bit more, and I've gone back to Princes Quay and they've given us a bit more. So this year we've got 99 exhibitors, all exhibiting, and we've got a lot more space now, so it's been brilliant.
You've talked there basically on the passing trade, but what other opportunities does an event like this create for the business?
Well, this is one of the things that we get asked from exhibitors, in the sense of what am I going to get out with that, which is a fair comment. It's a fair thing to say. And we started the show by saying about people and about collaborating and working with each other. I put the ball back in their court as well. We are doing everything we can. And if the exhibitors did the same, so you imagine if you had 99 exhibitors and they told their clients, they told their prospects, all of a sudden, and if they did 20 or 30 each, now you've got thousands. So the emphasis is also clearly on us, but it's also on the exhibitors to spread the word and bring in their clients and prospects as well. A
comment on that, I think, some people, or how I see it, is some people kind of locking their clients. They don't want to share them. They don't want to, do exactly that. They want to go and win businesses or get more business, but yet they're not willing to kind of invite people for that reason, right? Do you get that feeling across it?
I do, but that's where the ethos of the business culture and me as a person comes in. We are looking for collaboration. I've always said if a client moves, you're the problem. You haven't kept them. You haven't looked after them properly. So to me, with our members, I'm happy for them to look at other groups. I encourage them to go look at other groups, and that's where the collaboration comes in. That's where you've got to have the confidence that you have served that client and that in our case, the members, as best as you can. They will not move away from you if they're getting a good service from you. Yeah. So to me, get them all together. Let's collaborate. Let's support each other, and you only do that by opening yourself up.
Yeah. I genuinely believe that. Your clients don't only need your services. So if you can recommend somebody in a different sector or something that aligns with your services, I think you're doing better by your client, right? And I think that should be the focus for events like this and people that are obviously attending. So let's talk about how then they do get the most value by attending, either exhibitors or obviously guests on the day. It's not just about collecting pens, right? Because I've still got a stack from last year, I think. And
cups and everything else as well. No, in terms of, we do speak to all the exhibitors and not just email them, we do speak to them as well. And the way they get the best out of any expo or any networking group, it's not just about the expo, it's wherever they are amongst other people. They've got to, know who's in the room. The exhibitor list has been public for months, so you know who's in the room. You've got no excuses to not drop them a message and saying, hi, we're both at the expo, let's have a cup of tea, let's have a chat. And the thing is, you just don't know who they know. I get people saying to me, I don't want to go and speak to Dave Petersen because I'm not interested in property. Yeah. Right? Well, that to me is short-sightedness, because Dave Petersen has got tons of contacts beyond that. So actually, I want to go and talk to David. I want to get to know him as a person, and I want him then to trust me to open his address book to other people. That's where the connections come. It's not about the person that you're talking to. I might not need that service, right? I might not need that website. I might not need it. But I tell you what, I'm going to talk to that website guy because they've got a drawer full of clients that they're working on, and they've got a board in their office where they've got all the clients they're working on. They're the ones I want to connect with. You just don't know who they know. So be open, be honest, and talk to them, and then obviously support each other. Like we always say to people, don't say to people, who does your website, can I give you a quote? That's the wrong thing to say. What you should be saying is, let's have a cup of tea and a chat and see if we can help and support each other. The language now is different. Yep. It opens up a conversation about helping and supporting each other. If you say, oh, does your website? Oh, it's done, mate. conversations end. So you've got to talk to your exhibitors. You probably get more work out of the exhibitors than you do people walking around, if I'm honest with you.
Yep.
Once you get to know them and talk to them, follow up on it as well. So you've got to get to know your exhibitors.
Cross-collaboration
Absolutely.
across exhibitors
Don't
is
just stand
key.
at your stand, which sounds silly. Walk around. You know who's in the room. Talk to them.
Yeah, I think understanding that from the outset is going, who do you want to talk to? Plan your day as such, who do you want to go target? And like I said, maybe, have a look at different angles and something that you've maybe not thought about previously. Have you got any, real success stories, Tony, with regards to, obviously, the event itself for either an exhibitor or the trade or the city?
I think it's nice when people come to you afterwards and say, Tony, that was brilliant, thank you. We've had that. We didn't realise, but last year we did it. There were clicking people in at the door. Now we don't know numbers because we don't get people to register. So this is a free event. There's no registration needed. I don't believe in putting barriers in front of people. You turn up at the door and say, "Have you registered?" "No." "Can you fill this form in?" You've now created a barrier. And plus it's a public domain anyhow, so you can't do that. Now, we didn't know how many people were there, and then unbeknown to us, later on, the staff came, Sarah came, and all them came and said, "Look, Tom, that was brilliant. We had 8,000 people through the door." Now, we didn't know that because we didn't click them, but what they were doing was clicking people in, and they knew how many they get on an average Wednesday, so they could work out roughly what was in there. They didn't take into consideration the car parking and the entrance from Brewdog End, so that was just at the main entrances from Whiteford. So actually, we probably had more. So I think it's always nice when people come and say, "Tone, that was great." And actually, somebody came to me last week and said, "Tone, out of last year's expo, we reconnected with someone that we haven't seen for ages, and we've been doing work with them ever since."
Yep.
And that so little things like that which we don't get to know unless someone comes and says thank you to us or well done. And it's those things that are really nice to hear, and we get lots of stories like that.
Yeah, no, perfect, Tony. I think, it's certainly an opportunity for people to be in the room with like-minded people, to collaborate, talk, and try to grow their business in different ways. So, thank you very much for putting on such a great event in our city. If someone's then now looking, what's the details? How do they come? What information?
Yeah, well, in terms of, you've just mentioned the dates, obviously. So the date is 25th of March. It's at Princes Quay. We said start at 10 o'clock, but because it's a public domain, it's very difficult to have a start time because you've got people shopping earlier than that. So we will be set up by 9:30 in terms of everything will be set up. So come along from 9:30, 10 o'clock onwards, stay the day. There's lots of eateries around there where you can have something to eat and drink as well. So let's all get into the city. Let's all support the local businesses. And as you say, let's connect and engage with them. So 25th of March, Princes Quay, 10 till 4. And in terms of who's exhibiting and more details, the Business Culture Hull and East Yorkshire website has got the expo page on it with all details on it.
Okay. And then just wrapping up this part then, so for someone that's looking for more visibility locally, what can they do at the expo if they're not exhibiting? Is there spaces to exhibit still? We've
probably got about 3. Again, because we've actually renegotiated with the venue, we've probably got about 3 spaces left. We've had about 4 or 5 inquiries, so we may have some left by the time this goes out. We may not. But even if you're not exhibiting, you still get yourself around there. But in terms of how you can... In terms of all the exhibitors at the moment, they've been on the site for a long time. We've sent all of the social assets to them. They've been promoting it on all the social channels. We've been promoting it everywhere. So already... Even before the event, there's been lots of PR, there's been lots of exposure that we've been doing across all our social channels, and a lot of the exhibitors have already started to use their social channels to actually promote it as well. So massive exposure for them before they've even got on the day. And then during the day, we've got photographers on there. We've got the radio going live, 107's live on stage. We'll have all the socials going out, and then we'll have all the post socials going out. So it will be promoted before, during, and after. Something great to celebrate Hull and East Riding. Please do get involved with the Business Culture Business Expo, 25th of March at the Princes Quay.